Hi everyone. So this is going to be a request video. I was requested to read some recipes. So list the ingredients and read the instructions. And as I mentioned in my rewriting requests video, I do not have a single English cookbook in this house. My mom was a chef, and we have literally hundreds of different cookbooks, and they're all written in Dutch. But then I remembered that the recipes I make, which are all desserts, are in English because I got them just from seeing them made somewhere and then wanting to make it myself. So I have 4 pretty short recipes that I'm going to read to you. I have 2 printed, and I have 2 on my phone. So let's get started. Using the lavalier, but not pinned on, because my braids will get in the way, and this isn't the best item of clothing to pin it on, but I hope it's close enough that it will still get that quality that you all seem to appreciate when it is pinned on. Okay, so the first recipe is my favorite, and it is my niece's favorite. It's her favorite dessert, and it's funny because she's 3 and she can pronounce the name, which is chocohotobot in Dutch, and she can say it perfectly, and my dad cannot. So yeah, she's 3, he's 74, and he cannot say chocohotobot, but he can't say sushi either, so maybe that's his problem. Okay, so this is a Nigella Lawson recipe for chocohotobots. Nigella Lawson, you can find it easily if you search that. Chocohotobot, Nigella Lawson. Ingredients: 1 stick plus 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter, 4 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate with 60% cocoa solids, 2 eggs, 3/4 of a cup of superfine sugar or powdered sugar, 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Special equipment: 4 ramekins that have a 2/3 to a 1 cup capacity. Instructions: preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Butter the ramekins with the 1 tablespoon of butter, either in a microwave or in a bowl suspended over a pan of simmering water. Melt the dark chocolate and 1 stick of butter. Then set aside to cool a little. In another bowl, mix the eggs with the sugar and flour with a hand whisk, and when it is cooled enough, beat in the butter and chocolate mixture. Divide the mixture between the 4 buttered ramekins. Bake for about 15 to 20 minutes, by which time the tops will be cooked and cracked and the chocolate gooey underneath. Place each ramekin on a small plate with a teaspoon and serve out of the ramekins. Make sure to warn people that these desserts will be hot. The mixture can be kept unbaked in the ramekins for several days in the fridge before baking them, before you serve them. And it's so yummy. Now, personally, I use salted caramel chocolate, like 3 ounces of salted caramel chocolate, and then 1 ounce of really dark chocolate with over 60% cocoa in it. So that's what I use. And I like them to be very gooey, very, very runny. So I don't always bake them even 15 minutes. I sometimes just bake them for 10. But, and what I do is I sift the flour, and I use powdered sugar, flour and powdered sugar, and I always sift it so there's no clumps or lumps. And it's so good and so easy. Literally all of the prep time, from gathering the ingredients, doing all of the preparation, it takes 20 minutes, and they're in the oven. In those 15 minutes they're in the oven, you do the dishes, and voila, it's too easy. It's too easy. Okay, I might include some pictures of these desserts, some pictures of me, of the result. Okay, so the next recipe is for peanut butter Oreo brownies. Peanut butter Oreo brownies. I don't remember where I got it, but I saw it on Facebook. I saw it and I wanted it. So I just looked up a recipe for them and I made it, and they're awesome. But they're a little bit more work. They're a lot more work, so I don't make them often. Okay. So, ingredients for the cake, the brownie. Half a cup of butter, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 2 eggs beaten, 1 teaspoon vanilla extract, 1/3 of a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, half a cup of flour, a fourth of a teaspoon of salt, a fourth of a teaspoon of baking powder. For the center, you need 32 Oreo cookies and about a cup of peanut butter, either creamy or crunchy. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Line some muffin cup baking pans with 16 paper liners. So what I do is I prepare the cookies first and then I start the brownie mixture because you don't have a lot of time to pour it before it starts to solidify a little bit. So first, spread peanut butter on 2 Oreo cookies. Place 1 Oreo cookie on top of the other. Put the double stacked cookie into a muffin cup liner in the center. Prepare the other cookies in the same way. Okay, so that's your preparation. Then you're going to start the brownie mixture. Melt the butter in a large saucepan. Remove the pan from the stove. Stir in the sugar, eggs, and vanilla with a large wooden spoon. Add the cocoa, flour, salt, and baking powder, beating well after each addition. It says beating, but you just use the spoon. That's your mixture. Now, spoon about 2 tablespoons of the brownie batter over each stacked Oreo. Allow the batter to run down the sides of the stacked cookies. Bake the cakes for 18 to 20 minutes until the brownie mix is cooked through. Let the cookies cool completely before serving. Cut in half for a beautiful dessert. Now, I have added a personal tip to make sure that the peanut butter on the top Oreo is really nice and level, because otherwise the batter will just not bake nicely over it if it's not very level. And then the other tip is what I already said, is have your Oreos ready in the muffin liners, because the batter solidifies quite quickly and then it will not run off the cookies as easily. So it's really yummy. It's really good. Okay, now the third recipe, the easiest of them all. I also don't remember where I found this recipe. So it's a screenshot, but it's a screenshot of my email. So I copied it in a message. I don't have the original source, but they are just peanut butter cookies. Now, I have served these cookies to people who hate peanut butter, and they loved the cookies. So something magical happens with these cookies. So give them a shot. But yeah, they're really good. Okay, you need 1 cup of creamy peanut butter, 1 cup of firmly packed brown sugar, light brown sugar, 1 large egg, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and a half a cup of milk chocolate chips. I prefer to use the mini Reese's, so the littlest Reese's Pieces, the mini Reese's Pieces, so not the Reese's Cups, the Reese's Pieces with the hard candy shell. They're the best. But you can't get them in Belgium. So when I don't have them anymore, I use mini Smarties. So it's just a milk chocolate with a candy shell. I really think the candy shell adds to the cookies, gives it that extra crunch. Okay, directions. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Mix all ingredients except chocolate chips. So you just add it all together and mix with a spoon. When blended, mix in the chocolate chips or Reese's Pieces or Smarties, or using your fingers or spoons, form 1.5-inch balls. The dough will be very wet and sticky, and place onto an ungreased parchment-lined cookie sheet. You don't want to make them too big because they will spread when being baked. Bake for about 10 minutes. Let the cookies sit on the cookie sheet for a little while before letting them cool further on a wire rack. This recipe makes about a dozen cookies. It's literally so easy, so it's just get the ingredients, mix them, bake them. It's the easiest and it's so yummy. They're so good. Even if you don't like peanut butter, I really give it a shot. So yeah, again, I use light brown sugar. Yeah, super easy. Peanut butter cookies. And then the last dessert recipe that I'm going to read is from Niall Kirkland off of The Good Bite. The Good Bite on Instagram. And they are brownies. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. So this is a screenshot off of one of his YouTube videos. So unfortunately it does not list the title of which of his YouTube videos, but it's in there somewhere. I do suggest checking him out. Niall Kirkland from The Good Bite. He has a lot of good recipes. Okay, so we have ingredients and macros listed here. Ingredients: 200 grams of mashed bananas, 200 grams of creamy peanut butter, 2 scoops of protein whey, just vanilla whey protein powder, 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and 8 Oreos. The macros, it lists 217 calories, 14 grams of carbs, 10 grams of protein, 13 grams of fat. Instructions: mash the bananas in a bowl, mix with the peanut butter, the protein powder, and the cocoa powder, just with a spoon. Pour the mixture into a baking tray and break the Oreos, put them on top of the mixture, and then bake in the oven for it doesn't list, but 15-20 minutes, maybe longer, probably longer. Yeah. So this recipe doesn't have eggs, doesn't have sugar or butter or anything. Now, so this is quite healthy. So I make my own version of this, which is not healthy. So I do the same, the mashed bananas, the peanut butter, the protein powder, the cocoa powder, but I add sugar, like a third of a cup of sugar, and I add melted chocolate, like 3 ounces, 4 ounces of melted chocolate. I mix it all together, put it in the tray, and cover it with the Oreo cookies. And then what I also, because they still taste kind of healthy, I don't know, and then I like to spread caramel over them and sprinkle salt on top of that. So they have nothing to do with health anymore. And they're just really tasty brownies with protein hidden in them. Okay, so those were my recipes. I like desserts. I hate food. That's just me. I have an incredible sweet tooth. I could eat sweets all the time. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that, and I guess let me know if you want me to do another one of these with some more involved recipes, because these were all quite simple and quite basic. So let me know, and I will actually have to search and print some out, but I can do that. This was just a kind of last minute video because I wanted to film another video. So I just went through my request list to see which video I could make right now without preparation. So, okay, have a good night, and let me know if you try